Should be okay. Yeah. Not Thai, Thai Sarapan. According to Mr. Mosang, he told me that we should have it written in Thai Sarapan. Yes.
Okay, during waiting, so your friend, I would like to go on with the name Nathavut. Today is absent, Mr. Nathavut. Mr. Naren. Okay, Mr. Naren. Mr. Rewat.
You could ask for confirm.
Absent.
Retire.
Retired.
No, thank you.
Mr. Makawan.
Thai Sarapan.
Yeah.
The whole.
Makawan outside, right? Mr. Tisan. I see.
Yeah.
If it the head.
Yeah, Peter Visan.
Body.
Mr. Wachara. Wachara.
He's going to the toilet.
Toilet, okay.
Yeah.
Miss Apson.
Yeah, present.
Oh, you are Apsara. You are the one who is Apsara.
But Pali can give you the correct information because he is the one who correct my work. Yes.
Miss Rung Napa.
That's to be the best. Yes.
Miss Lalita.
Outside too. Yeah. He's come already.
What kind of question is that?
Pra Maha Savai.
Sure.
He used to be here. He used to be here a while.
And how about Nang Sao Kritima?
Okay, sorry.
Absent.
Almost come.
Mr. Panop. Absent. Mr. Sutivit. Absent.
No, yeah, Thai Sarapan. Yes. Kino Central Thai Sarapan too. Occasionally.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yes.
Are you ready for the next class?
Almost ready.
Almost ready. I think it's very, very complicated for the within 1 minute to finish about historical linguistics. But I try to do my best in a very, very short time for you to understand about the historical linguistics in Pali Tipitaka. For the historical linguistics is not the part of difficult, because you can search, you can make research, or you can make inquiry by your uncle, Agu, anywhere, anytime, if you have paid for the internet,
Yes.
right? But the parts of significant is in Pali Tipitaka. How to interlink between the historical linguistics to Pali Tipitaka. if we look at the Western ideological thought, you may say that the linguistic is concerned to the European or concerned to the influence of the European or Middle East. But that's part of truth. Mean the one who doing about linguistic is the people from the European and Middle East. You're going to see on the page number here, I'm not quite sure, forget, Mr. Safil. You know Safil? Safil. In the page number Safil, page number 24. You see? Edward Safil, a leader in American structural linguistics, was one of the first two who explored the relation between language study and anthropology. But before that, it was about 17th century, right? What about 17th century concerned to the world record? Indian influenced by Middle East, right? And before that, before the Middle East, who is the influence to India?
Alexander.
Very good. Alexander, that Ajahn have said. Alexander have influence to India 160 after pass away of Lord Buddha. Mean before Middle East. During those days, king named Chandragupta. Chandragupta is the father of king named Bindusara. King Bindusara, the father of king Ashoka. You see? Influenced by the Western, mean European. We can say European, those days no Western yet. Right? Western, I think, is the words after already the colonized. I think the second colonized. Or the third colonized. If you say about the first colonized is Alexander, the second is Mughal, or not Mughal, Turk. The third is a Mughal. Mughal means is a part of Genghis Khan. The Mughal is a niece of or nephew of Genghis Khan.
Mongolia.
Yeah, Mughal. Mughal is a emperor Mughal or Genghis Khan. And after that, times of British and French. Before British and French, Hollander, Portuguese, Spain, but this not very much. But in Thai, Portuguese. But in English, Portuguese is very Portugal. Different. And I think this influence, the most well known, I think even before this is very well known in India themselves. In India, after Lord Buddha passed away only a few hundred years, there are also many kings who believe in the old traditional belief, trying to convince, trying to influence, or trying to make the invasion to destroy the other parts of the state that believe in new teachings of Lord Buddha. In this concern, if we have to study, I think a lot of details in here due to I have not much time, and I hope that I can't give everything, but it already exists in the booklet. I hope that you can find out from the booklet and make research through yourself again when you have opportunity. And now I would like to jump into the page number 8. Because from the page number 6 up to 7, another part of the number 8, like number 8, fundamental concern and division, I think you can go through by yourself. I just wanted to come through the third paragraph, linguistic structures. This is what I say, how can a linguist man make all these concern? I mean, they bring a lot of subject into the under influence of linguistic. I didn't complain in a bad way, but mean in a good way. But if you look in that situation, about 16 centuries, about 17 centuries, this time is a time of influence of the Middle East already. I mean, 160 years after past way of Lord Buddha, influenced by Alexander. But Alexander didn't do much because he returned back to Europe and passed away, died in the middle way. But this period of time, the fame of the reputations of the India, mean the good of the reputation you can see through the Middle East or the European, the influence of the culture from India in the movie, for example, like Cleopatra or different, many movies made in about the European, influenced by the Indian culture also. But the great scholars in European are also born during this day. Great person mean the great knowledge people, the educated people, and a lot of thinkers, or we call philosophers, being influenced in the European. And during this day, the third already influenced in India. We don't want to say that, but I used to ask some of the scholars in Muslims also, in the Christians also. I asked that, is it possible that the Christians also, some parts of the missings of the Jesus Christ, many years, then he was reported studying students in India, more than 13 years in India. Then when he was about 30 years old, he been back to the European and start to keep the Christ mean the teaching. The Christ mean the wisdom. But only is a conflict to the old belief in the European. Then the conflicts have happened. I've been in India about 20 years. So many books available. It's made by the Western people, but it's not allowed to be sold in Thailand. Many books about about the original Jesus. The Jesus lived in India there about 30 years ago, almost 40 years ago. A lot of this book available in India. But in Thailand, never. But nowadays, even the British BBC had made Jesus were Buddhist monks in India. So many versions were made by the BBC. That's what I have learned about the Indian philosophy and religion in India. But due to the respect to each other religion. We don't want to influence or to make more research what they believe. But most of the scholars understood about this situation. But believe people who believe without educators, who believe just only oneself learned, only wanted to be believed, we cannot do any more research about this. But due to this day technology, the Western people themselves make more research about this. And because of that, nowadays, it's very much checkable to many religions. But it's a good sign, I think. Only good sign means the people who believe in their own religion, they don't want the conflict between their own religion. And by the way, Vesak Day announced by the United Nations. That's very few Buddhist countries in there. Why the United Nations announces Vesak Day is the United Nations holidays? And why so many things happen into Buddhism? Because the parts of United Nations, since the Second World War and since the Cold War ending, you know the Cold War? Between the Russians and USA. I mean, both the group of the Russians and the group of the USA, that's called the Cold War. When the Cold War is ending, just in Russia, one country, divided into many countries, small countries. Even a small country, they have their own belief. Some are Buddhist, some are Muslim, some are Christian. Because of this, during the Cold War, no one against to another one country because of the belief, because they scared of the nuke or nuclear bomb.
Yeah.
And no one wanted to fight with another one, maybe because to be influenced by the USA sending the missile with the nuclear bomb or the nuke, or the Russians sending the nuke back to USA. But soon when the Cold War is ending, every small country happened being born. And then, okay, you are not belong to my tribe, then they kill each other. Now divided by their belief. More cruel, more killing, even more than during the times of Hitler. Hitler is just, sacrifice only one tribe, right? Jew. But now, okay, you are not belong to my tribe, you are not belong to my religion, then they kill each other already. That's the effect. I think the United Nations trying to look for what teaching is concerned and influence to bring the peace, especially of the mind, to the people. I think that's why the Venerable Japakun Somdet, because Pa Payut had been awarded by the United Nations when he was doing research about the peace, world peace, and he got awarded by the United Nations. And from that day, Buddhism well known to the Western more and more.
Yes.
And because of that, I think only one hope from the United Nations for right now. Buddhism is not claimed that Buddha teaching is for the Buddhism or for the Buddhists only. Not claim that, oh, you are other religions, you are other beliefs, you can't study in Buddhism. Maybe because of that, this just I assume. Then, now, in the names of linguistic, if anyway, the subjects of linguistics in Pali Tipitaka can make a room for the school all over the world and entrance into the individual minds of the world. Mean the Buddhism is not peace, not be peace because of the group, but mean individual. Doesn't matter where you are, who you are. You don't have to be bound that I'm a Buddhist, then can practice Buddhism. But Buddhism can anyone. Even they don't bound themselves that they are that religion and this religion, they also can study about this. I think maybe because of this, the United Nations have given so significance about this Buddhism. One thing is Albert Einstein have said that if any teachings of any religion in the world can stand to be proved by the scientific, he said, I think teachings of Buddha can stand for that. Even more scientific proof, more evident to give the confidence to the people. And one thing, the Buddhist people not much to claim that, oh, how can you give Buddhism to be that? But the Buddhist people is more happiness, more happier to give. Even they own nothing, they own the knowledge, they can give the knowledge, they will have more happier to give the knowledge to the other people. I think this is one thing. That's why when I have opportunity to concentrate about the linguistic in Pali Tipitaka, then my hands stood up. But I don't know for you. You can prove yourself in the future. The linguistic structure, just only mentioned here, for example, on the page number 9, about the soaring sign or any about this, you can read, okay? I just come to phonetics. What is the phonetics? The study of sound or signs as discrete abstract elements in the speaker mind that distinguish meaning. That's why I wanted to let you know about the page number 5, Jarada Vikave, that we call the undying word. The undying word means because of this word, Jarada Vikave Jarikam, Bahuchanayitaya, Bahuchana Sukhaya, Lokanukampaya. Lokanukampaya means go and help the world.
One more, please.
Okay. Jarada Bhikkhave means go forth. Mean he said to the all 60 monks, go forth. One way in one person. Don't go two person in one way. For the happiness of the people. Mean for the happiness of the people or the many. For the benefit of the many. For the benefit of the many. And Lokanukampaya. For the helping the world. This we call undying word. From the first day of sending missionary, 60 missionary in Saranath, in today in Varanasi, the Uttar Pradesh of India. You see, this is the distinguished meaning. You can put every phonetic, even the phonetic, sorry, I have mentioned different lines. Phonetic, the study of the physical property of speech for the productions and perception. This, you can put any word, what I say, for the benefit, for the happiness, for the helping the world. This we call, or just all these you can bring to carry on the teaching. Because the teaching is not to be benefit one, mean Buddhist only, or the Buddha only. The Buddha never wanted to be concerned because he's already passed away and he's already ends of the suffering. But his aim mean all being. It's not just only human being because he's in one of the qualifying by the Indian in those days. Saddha Deva Manusana. Mean in Pali, Saddha Deva Manusana. Mean he's the master. He's the teachers of gods and men. Even the gods, not just only human being. Gods mean altogether being in this, Buddha says, 31 realm, 31 state of beings. Mean doesn't matter which planet or which universe will be benefit all. I think if these days the linguist people like you, the linguist student, have more opportunity to study about this and make this instead of concentrate to the language that is not carrying the truth, then concentrate on the language that carrying the truth. But then the Western people, well, how about my language? How about my country? My country also say the truth. We can give the detail that yes, the Buddha never say no to any other truth, but any truth in the world, nothing beyond the Four Noble Truths. The Four Noble Truths, that is the enlightened, that is only the way to go beyond the suffering. But how? Maybe one of the students in our contemporary, mean in our time, can bring this truth to reproduce and to read the propagating. Let the people turning back. Don't go ahead. Now you are going to fall into the deep well. You can't expect to climb back from that well. It's like a hell room. If you don't return back right now, it will be too late. It will be too late to call back or to make the human being survive. I just look at the methodologies of these linguistics. I'm not too much going to concern about the linguists or historical background because a lot of suffering in there. A lot of people got killed in that day. If we say about, okay, influenced by the Alexander, how many people, how many countries were killed? If we say that how many the Turks is influenced through India, how many people are died, how many people are have to sacrifice, to be sacrificed in those days. That's a lot of suffering. And how about the Genghis Khan influence all over the world? And how much he have killed the people? If we talk about the Mughal, and he concerned all over after Genghis Khan. That is the past. We only take example as the sample. Don't repeat the history. If we repeat the history without the knowledge, means you will become an ignorant. If you are the part of the ignorant, you never struggling and you never make a struggling, you never make a smuggling, you never escaping from the trouble. Then that's mentioned in Cakkavatti Sutta. When the people killing each other as a beast,
You don't believe me. Why did you ask me? Okay.
why? Wake up. That's wondering me a lot. How can those people sitting without realizing that they are killing? When they wake up from the bad situation, then I came to know that. Because during the last year, right, the children stuck in the cave Khun Nam Nang Non at Chiang Rai. Last year or before last year? Last year only, right? Yeah, a group of the football team, the soccer team. Yeah, 13 young children survived more than 10 days in the cave. Because when I was a novice, I knew nothing about Buddhism, only just like a traditional ordained as a novice. And I learned a little bit of the teaching we call Naktam. Naktam means the Dhamma study. For the first step of the Naktam 3, we call the first step. I learned a little bit before finished about the treatment and support the disrobe and help the family. But before the leaving the novicehood, then I thought that okay, I better go and purify myself in the ceremony we call Parivasakama. That means we set up a place for 15 days for monks to come and study together and practice together about Buddhism. For the monk who made some mistake, will purify themselves from the mistake, the previous mistake. I've been there for a novice. Then I practice only meditation. I don't have to be concerned to another thing. Only go farm and meditation. And then I got the master from Wat Playing Vipassana in Bangkok. Preach about how to meditate. And the first place, 15 days, then I very, very firm with the meditation. Then the monk and call me again, Nen, Samanera, you want to go with us? We have one more place in Korat. Then I followed him and practiced again 15 days. Before the 15 days was over, about 5 days left, 4 or 5 days left. Then I got firm with the meditation. I sat one place without going for arm bowl for 4 days without food. I don't have to get up, I don't have to go out from the meditation. 4 days, it seemed to me like a few minutes, a few hours in there. I never feel hungry, I never feel wanted to do anything because I know everything. I mean, we can fly, I can jump, I can make the telescope from very far, make to near as my front page, and I can make a small thing big as a mountain, I can make a mountain small as a needle. Make me very, very happy without worrying about food. Then I understand the situation of the children. 13 soldiers with the staff, with they never feel hungry because the guy was a monk before. And then he teach them, coach, his name is Ekapon, right? He trained them a little bit of meditation. The people without hopeless, and they may die immediately. Then they practice meditation. That's why make them even more than that day. If they do deeper into meditation.
It was like a miracle.
It's more than miracle, but that's a natural. Naturals of mind, useless of energies, means use very less of energies. Then the energies can survive the body with very, very low, power. That's why nowadays the world cultivating meditation as the way of the survive. And then it made me wondering, in the Tipitaka have said that only the people who wake up from the meditation still alive. Mean, if you are in deeper in meditation, anyone cannot kill you. Or you will not die by even the flood or even any dangers, even the not being like another spirit without the physical form as a human being. For example, a demon, giant, snakes or anything cannot do harm to those people who are in meditation. I think, but the right knowledge in this day, only very few people can adapt it and make it through into the subject. Are people learning from the very childhood up to the adult. Mostly we are influenced by the merchant's technique, right? Merchant's technique means if anything not going to benefit you and family, you are not be taught in the school, you are not be teaching in the school, you are not influenced from the relationship or concern the people. Doesn't matter in school or in university, anything that to make you rich, to make you grow more desire, to grow more greedy, to grow more selfish, only can do. But in like this subject, I think if you learn carefully, if you learn very right way, you can bring a lot of this technique to be your own skill and to be concerned to the people you are going to be concerned with. At least you and your family, at least you and your student, at least you and your friend. As my doing, as mine and my student, we call direct sale. But maybe slowly, but at least being nothing, mean instead of let it go into the deep well, then die. There are some of the block, there are some of the break of the society, of the currents of the dangers, a little bit slowing down a little bit before the right man and the right management into the higher status of the government officer or the United Nations. For example, I think they know what we are teaching, we are learning today. They know, but they don't know how to inspire the people. Or maybe they know that to inspire people, to make the good reputation, to make award to the most vulnerable of Yutto, to make the good reputation to the people who are doing good. But in the practical way, to the individual, they don't know how to do. But this day, for today, we may not 100% to make it possible, but we are sparkling. We make a sparkling. What is sparkling? For a stone, touch the stone, right? And sparkling.
A flash of light.
Yeah, the flash of light, the flood or thunderstorm will be affected to the one who needs the light, the one who needs the wisdom. Maybe watching what we are doing today. Because that's why I make recording. It's not, one is my own benefit. I'm confess that. I confess that. It's my own benefit. What is my own benefit? I can develop myself. I can revise my capability. I was scared when I was in India. Scared to death, you know. What's death? I've been a student more than almost 20 years, but I can't finish my thesis work because I'm too scared to say some word. It's mentioned by the scholars in India. Why do I scare? Why did I scare? They may not allow me to finish my PhD. You know, you understand this situation? Because my supervisor, also the Brahmin family. But, sorry, I didn't want to mention about that. My professor is not believe the old traditional. I will cut off that. Because I also respect him a lot, my professor. Because he's one of the influence of the society. I do. I do. Because how can I do something that beyond my supervisor asking me to do? I do it. But you know, one inspiring me, one examiner, he's from which country, nowhere, I don't know. He have mentioned that you are too stupid. You are in India. You are in the historical site. You are in the place where the Lord Buddha enlightened. But you didn't mention about this, about this, about this. But sorry, sir, I have already mentioned. But due to my scare of my supervisor, he cut off. I understood his situation. I don't blame him. I didn't blame him at all. But you know, he was asking me, Sam, forget it, you never pass. He asked me to give up my PhD, my synopsis. Then I say politely to him, sir, if I'm still alive, if I still have my time, then I came to know my PhD temporarily will finish about 8 months only. But he didn't dare enough to ask me to go back and revise the thesis. But very lucky, in the last minute, he sent the letter. It's complained by the examiner. Then I gone back to India and revised my thesis. About 11 times I've been visiting to him. Sir, can you help me? He said, oh, forget it, you never pass. I understood, but I said this word, sir, sorry, sir. If I'm still breathing, I still have my time, I will never give up. Then he's very kind to me. And then I made revises about 3 chapters. Then I asked him to prove. He said, sorry, son, I cannot help you. I cannot help you. Then I was searching to other places. I couldn't find any professor in the university, even the biggest universities in India. But I couldn't find any professor who can help me to prove. Very lucky that I got one musician from England. He's coming to study about music in Banaras, Varanasi. Then I got help from him. Then I came to know that the people cannot help me. They say only one word, Sam, sorry, your language is very bad. Your English, sorry, your English is very bad. You know, I'm just innocent. I said, How can you help me prove? Then when I submit to the musician guy, he proved only a few words. He put the red pen, only a few sentences. Then I said, what happened? I said, my goodness, I didn't do much wrong with my language. Then I came to understand, oh my goodness, this is concerned to the culture. The cultures, the old preservative culture. They don't want to break their own culture. That means don't be concerned to the ignorant people. Because the ignorant people, they may do any harm to you. But I've almost end of my life. If I cannot finish, then what can I do? I have no more scholarship to do more research because I submit twice, right? This scared me, but now I didn't scare about that. But I don't want it to make someone scared too, especially for my supervisor. And he's very kind to me. And even in the bad situation, he can help me a lot. He could help me a lot to go through, to be gone through all this suffering. And then I realized that, my goodness, this is my experience. And that's why I don't want to concern too much about what is the historical influence by one country to another country, one group of the people to another group of the people. But we look at the situation today. World is going to be end by our own invent knowledge. For example, scientific like a super fast car. Super fast car can kill anyone, even oneself. But without the brake, stop. Without the studying about the scientific effect, even understand the scientific effect, but hiding under the bush, hiding under the carpet, because cannot be sold. Then the business made this up to today. That's why if one can do just one own will, then maybe can help to break down slowly a little bit of our society, not just only Thai society. It can be world society, or can be planet. According to the words of Lord Buddha, Saddha Deva Manussana, for the gods and men. No limit, only human being. That means all kinds of beings. All kinds of beings. Doesn't matter. The bugs in the field of rice, or even the small bugs in the shining light, they can survive. But they can survive, they may already die, but die natural. Mean small bug be a food of the big bug, right? A small beast become a food of the big animal. That's natural, but not by the greedy, not by the hatred, not by the delusion, not by the manipulation. The world is manipulated by defilement. Now, especially for the Buddhists, we fighting no one. We fighting only our own defilement. Kilesa. Own kilesa. We don't want to fight with anyone because that's too big already. Just fighting with own kilesa is very big already. I don't know how many lifetimes going to be end of self-defilement. That's why Buddhism, it can mix into the linguistics to carry on to any teachers who are going to teach in the school children, going to teach to the societies in the world media or any parts of the society. It will be benefit to everyone. And this is for the page number 9. You see that all phonetic and have the meaning in there. I hope that you concentrate by yourself. Then go on page number 10. There's another applied linguistic. Number 10, right? Number 10 is the applied linguistic. You can go on through with this. You can mix into any subject that you're going to be concerned in the future. Yourself, your family, your community, your world. Because then the other, I'm going fast as you can read faster, and then come to the page number 13. This a little bit concerned with our subject. We call some select subfield historical linguistic, page number 13. This also significant. This also significant. And I'm going faster. Up to you can reach, then I will come to the common known. This common source came to be known as Proto-Indo-European. Page number 22. Page number 22, right? Our class will be ending in 2 p.m., right? Okay. 2 p.m. or 3 p.m.? Can be up to 3? How about you? I ask all of you. 3 p.m. or 2:30?
It's already.
You want to be up to 3 p.m.?
It's already 3.
Oh, sorry. You want to be up to the 3:30 or you want to be only 3? 3:30. Then I don't have to be break, okay? I will go fast and finish. Okay, nah? And if anyone want to relax and can go by self, because I have already recorded here, and you can rewatch again on the Facebook. I want to concentrate on the page number 22. This about the Proto-Indo-European. That I have already said about the Alexander. I've been said already about Turks, and I've been already said about Genghis Khan and his nephew Mogul, or we call the nephews of the Genghis Khan, or they claim that this group of people they claim that they are sons of Genghis Khan, but I'm not quite sure. You can go and make more research about this. Then I have to jump very fast up to the page number 29. Okay? Page number 29. Can you follow?
Yeah.
Okay. This date on the Pali Tipitaka in Thailand is a simple language. You can go on by yourself. Right? You can go through by yourself. That's mean, yeah. I think the one technique I want to give you, if you are Thai student or you are foreign student that not an expert with English yet, one recommend to do, if you go through any page, then you find out which word you don't understand. Then you just write the number. Suppose you go to the word, like which one you don't understand. For example, like
Category of Tipitaka.
Category of Tipitaka.
Pali Tipitaka.
Pali Tipitaka, okay? Suppose you don't understand the Pali Tipitaka, then you make number 1. Write down and then make the circle. Number 1, like this.
Yes.
Don't write anything around here because it will make you confused.
Yes.
Then you put an extra page. You bring an extra page like this. Then folding or cut. Then put the glue on this. Put the glue on this. Yeah. Like this and cut. Then you write down here number 1. This, write down here number 1. Then you make research from the books, dictionaries, or from the website, from the Uncle Google. Okay? Then you write down the word. You write down the word. When you write down the word, you write down the pronunciation. We call phonetics, right? You write down the phonetics also. Then you write down the meaning. One word, number 1. When you read in this page, don't look in this. Don't look in the extra page. But you read only in here. If you don't understand, then you close this and come to read this.
Just like we put the reference
on very good.
Any topic that we don't
Very
understand.
good.
Yes.
That is to make you to memorize.
Very good.
Suppose you read one time. Oh, I still don't remember this word.
Then open.
Close again and open to the reference. Oh, then this pronunciation is this, the meaning is this. Then you close your eye and relax. Tipitaka. What is Tipitaka? You think in English, don't think in Thai. Don't think your own language. Think in English as much as you can. I think that my student, you remember my technique, right? For example, like he writes a book, what we call affirmative, right? He doesn't write a book, negative sentence, right? Questioning. Does he write a book? Like this. Mean you memorize all the 12 tenses. Then divide it into 7 sentences. What 7 sentences? Do you remember? The first affirmative sentence, the second negative sentence, the third interrogative sentence, the fourth interrogative and negative sentence, the fifth
interjection.
The fifth we call interrogative, we call question tag. Affirmative question tag. The sixth interrogative, negative question tag. The seventh question that start with who, when, why, what, where. Yeah, we call start with W.
WH question.
Yeah, the WH question. If you remember all these 7 sentences divided by the 12 tenses. 12 tenses. How many present tense? 4, right? And how many tense for the past tense? 4. 4 divided with 7. You have 84 sentences to read things about the sentence. Then you can repeat it again and again without incapacity, without lacking the sentence to say, without lacking experience to say, without skill to say with the sentence. Because 12 tenses divided with 4 and the 4 divided with the 7 become 84 sentences. You will be very rich vocabulary, sentence. You never run out of the tenses to say, sentences to say, because when anyone asking you English language is easy to learn, isn't it? Then you understand what is this subject, this sentence are from. This sentence is from question tag, affirmative, right? Then you understand, then you make it easy, more easy. Anyone asking anything from any parts of English, you will no confuse. Then easy for you to understand and give them the answer. That's why this technique influenced me and came to me because of the experience of 20-year teachings in India. I mean, I was a student, at the same time I was the teacher. I call every student for the Thai student who are newcomer to India to learn English before they go to the class, or after they finish from the class, they come to our place in Sankupta Lodge. We learn English. I help them to learn. Sometimes I ask them to teach. Sometimes I bring foreigner people come to visit and inspiring, motivating and cultivating all the Thai students to experience in English. That experience is become like a technique for teaching up to today. That's one of the 5 techniques. I think may not have opportunity. We have no opportunity to qualify for that. Then now we come to the page number 22 about the Proto-Indo-European. About 15 minutes, I'm going to finish it. You can read it by yourself because it's simple and a common, very simple language. If any word you don't know, then make what I have already mentioned. Then you will not confuse and you will not feel boring to read just only this booklet, because this booklet can be divided into the biggest book. If I want to make a book, I can make 1,000 pages from here. But due to this booklet is the best knowledge is in Tipitaka, actually in Pali Tipitaka. I don't want to re-mention about that because I hope that you also can find out for yourself. Okay, then I'm go again, jumping very fast. You can read the simple language about the phonetics, about things. Then I come to the page number 29. 29 for the introductions about the date on the Pali Tipitaka in Thailand. You already easy to read. Then the page number 30, 3.1, the second paragraph, the Pali Tipitaka division. Pali Tipitaka division. That means division. This common to the make the short and brief about what are the teachings of Buddha. We may know that Navangka Sattu Sasana, or we call the teaching with the 9 topics. We start from like Sutta, the second Kaya. What is the meaning of the Sutta is mentioned there. What is the meaning of the Vyakarana is mentioned there. What is the meaning of Katha is already mentioned there. What the meanings of the Uttana is mentioned there. What is about the Itivuttaka is mentioned there. What is about the Chataka is mentioned there. It's about the Abhuda Dhamma is mentioned there. What about the Vedala is mentioned there. Simple language you can read, okay? No question, then I jump to the number, page number 31. 3.2, the category of Pali Tipitaka. What are the categories? Divided into 3. First, Vinaya Tipitaka. The second, Suttanta Tipitaka. The third Abhidhamma Pitaka. Okay. Then after that, for the A, the big B, the big C are divided, describing. So fast? Too fast? Or?
We can read.
Okay, yeah, you can read. That's what I assume. That's what I assume. Then we come to the page number 33. Okay, number 33, 3.3. The developments of Pali literature script. This what I have been through for the literature, but I was not too lucky. I was in the English literature. What is studying about the European history, that state killed that state, that group of the people killed another group of the people, and that people claim that to be the wicked, then they could sacrifice and kill and burn. Nothing about purifying oneself. Only killing and killing. That's I was too boring. Killing and killing and killing. Nothing. Then, after I finished my master in English literatures, on the waiting, on the processing of applying for the PhD in English literatures, then I got opportunity. Why do I stay without learning? Then I applied for one more MA in Indian philosophy and religion. Very lucky. When I came back to the field of Indian religions and philosophy, or philosophy and religion, this is my point, this is my work, this is my life. Then, I got a first class for this MA. Then I changed my mind. Okay, I don't want to learn English literatures anymore. I changed my mind to learn in Indian philosophy and religion. But it's not good luck. Yes, I have to go through struggling, smuggling and suffering, learning and doing my PhD. Gone through almost 10 years, just my thesis. I think no one can go beyond 10 years as me. If I cannot finish my PhD, I think maybe my life finished. Yeah. That's I understood the Indian people. It doesn't matter. Any God can help me. I will go to every God, even the small bug. Bug? Small insect.
Yeah.
Even the small insect, if the small insect can be called a God, if a small insect can help, I will go and worship. That's why Indian people worship to every kinds of God. The people make research, and the researchers die several people already. The God still not finished yet. Everyone can be God. That's the truth. That's the truth. God can be born every day, but the God also can be die every day. The God also can be dead every day. According to the Indian philosophy and religion, so many gods in Buddhism become the God in other belief. Other belief make the God in Buddhism become a great God in their own religion. But we don't want to complain. Okay, any God, their freedom, democratic belief. You can believe any God who can help you. Okay, come to already Vinaya Sutta, Vinaya Pitaka, what is about on the page number 36, and Suttanta Pitaka or Abhidhamma Pitaka, what is mentioned here. But more detail, you go through 45 volumes in Siam Rat or Siam Ratta book, or is made by the Mahachula, 45 volumes also, or is made with the commentary by the MBU, Mahamakut Foundation, also made 91 volume in Thai, and commentary, or we call Attakatha. The last one, okay, now we have come to almost the last point. Concise summary of the Pali Canon in 45 volume. Simple language. You can go through by yourself on the page number 37, okay? On the page number 37. Then I add a little bit of suffering. We still suffer. We not go beyond the suffering yet. Then that's why I like suffering. Because suffering make me a little bit of to gain treasures. We have already how many treasures? 4, right? And we have the 4 couple, 10 or 8 person. But we gain only 3 couple already, right? Then going to be end our subject today with the 4 couple, 8 person, and 7 treasures. You know treasures in Thai? Ariya Sap. Yeah, Ariya Sap mean the most wealthiest, the most treasures, even more valuable than jewelry, more than anything. The 4th couple to go beyond this suffering. Arahatamaka and Arahanta Pala. Sorry, Arahanta, not Pala. No need Pala. Because Arahanta is mean Arahanta Pala. These 8 person. Or if in slogan in Thai we call 4 คู่ 8 บุคคล. If you wanted to know who is the noble, you have to know about these 4 couple, 8 person. Then treasures, 7 treasures. Number 5. What is the number 4? Treasures number 4. Number 1, about the sattha or confidence, belief. The second, sila, moral. The third, hiri. The 4th, ottappa. The 5, no, I didn't tell yet. Only if you search from the Uncle Gu, you may know. Uncle Gu will tell you 7 treasures in Buddhism. Then you can find out. Or you can go Ariya Subject Prakan. Then you will find out. The first already up to 4th. Then the 5th can be Jaka. 5th, right? Jaka. What's the meaning Jaka? Parijaka or Jaka, almost the same. Donations or charity. Mean the welfare. If your mind is become the charity or the cherish or the, we call freedom. What is the freedom? Mean you have the freedom of the choice. You have the freedom from the compulsory by any rule. Mean only noble. To go beyond the Dhamma, to go beyond the Vinaya, to go beyond the Dhamma, to go beyond anything. That means enlightened. That means the freedom mind or the free mind. Or we can say in the Satipatthana Sutta, we call purification, or we call Chit Borisut, mean the purified mind. Go beyond The second, we call the seventh benefit of studying Satipatthana Sutta. Okay, now we almost going to end. We expanding about 30 minutes, then 5 minutes more. Now I'm telling the 4 couple and 8 people, or 8 persons already finished. And now going to finish about the 7 treasures up to the number 4 already. Number 4 is about the Ottappa, right? Number 5 is about the Jaka. Jaka means the kindness mind, you can say exactly. Mean very kind, very mercy people. Can be given the material charity, can be given the Dharma or the knowledge charity. And the number 6, Samadhi. You know Samadhi? Meditation. Meditation divided into 2. Sorry. In the technical, we divide it into 2. We call samatha, or we call meditations and insight meditation. There are 2. But it mentioned in the Sankhiti Sutta, divided into 4. The first, Tittha Sukha Vihara Dhamma, as means meditation for the blissness or the happiness of oneself. When anyone gain into deeper in the meditation, even the earthquake, they never get killed. But if you go out, you die. Mean during you are meditate and the earthquake, and you are buried under the earthquake, but within maybe several days, if someone digging the dust and fight down, you are still meditate, you will not die. Because no one can harm, even the demons, even the big giant, even the nuclear bomb, never got killed. But during the meditation only. We call jhana, or very deeper into meditation. The second, more than supernatural, because many supernatural by, we can say that more than super being, not just human being, even better than we call the god and goddess or the angel, because even the angels still worship to the one who's get deeper into the spiritual. For example, the Lord Buddha think, oh, I'm going to give up. Oh, too difficult to teach. Then the Brahmin God came to know his mind immediately. But the Buddha, higher than that, even beyond any being. But because it's the last life, never come back to be concerned again. When collecting all the supernatural power, no any kinds of supernatural power can be equal. 6 already, Samadhi, but I have said that divided into 2, and then 4 in Sankhiti Sutta. The first, Tittha Sukha Vihara Dhamma, means the one who gain this will be happiness, nothing to compare. The second we call the meditation for Jnana Tassana. What is Jnana Tassana? Tassana means seen or seeing. Jnana means knowledge. What is this? Mean going to find out, because it's within few minutes. Okay. Then the third, the meditation to gain sati and sampachanya. What is sati and sampachanya? Find out. Okay. Sati